After a long journey, the Geelong family finally found one, deep enough to carry their weight. There's plenty of food in the river. After the little ones are full, you can go straight down, enter the marine ecosystem at that time. Geelong Gate living in North Africa, about 114 million years ago, 293.5 million years ago at VI, Roman period. It's not the desert it is today. It's about one person, by multiple, huge delta system of large rivers, under the load of river buoyancy, huge and cumbersome. You can easily follow the direction of the river. It's going downstream. Experience the pleasure of being like a duck to water. These colossal predators. I don't care at all about this solid one that is about to eat. Pterosaur. When the last Geelong left his sight, he can have the fish safely to himself. Geelong's 1.75 meter high north sail is a huge deterrent. These same long flipped structures, dinosaurs that eat directly, is closely monitoring the movements of lawyers, and assumed a stance of collective defense. However, their demonstrations, completely ignored by the Geelong family. The downpour at this time caused the water level of the river to skyrocket. Fast-moving rivers and high water. Exactly what adult Geelong expected. Hurry up now. More important than hunting for food. Even the little pups who are not limited by the water level, also taking the time to practice the water system. For the Geelong family, these waters are the perfect paradise. It's warm and humid. Abundant precipitation. It created a huge water network. The current swollen river, enough for an adult Geelong to dive freely. Conical teeth, crocodile head, arrested limbs, and the testimonials that propel them forward, all not displayed. They are highly adapted water companions. Fishing expert, the Geelong family is about to reach the ocean. Trapped in Sahara Sododon, in the Sahara bushbird territory, far from so lucky. Cub with broken aim. You can only hide in the middle of the rock crevices. Always be vigilant for hunting threats from the sky. Although they have finally come of age, sand-toothed dragon, but was crawled by a 6-meter flight. The danger of low-altitude siege is always present. For the safety of the cubs, the Sandodon family can only rely on rocks. Take a defensive stance. We'll be in the middle again. This air-ground standoff. Let the adult Sabodon be powerless for the time being. An undead pterosaur that specializes in group. After spotting prey on the ground, slowly towards the location where the Ceridon family is hiding. Gather more and more, in search of hunting opportunity. The daring undead pterodactyl at an ultra-low, gliding posture, passing over the Ceridon family, attempt to force the cubs by causing panic. Escape from the safety of the rocky area. The pterosaur's low-flying trick worked. Desmodon cubs can't stand the pressure. Get restless. That doesn't bode well for an adult. Once the little ones escape privately, the entire family could be wiped out in an instant. Destroyed in the territory of the undead, the burden of bloodline survival, ultimately forcing these bodies to be 12.8 meters long. The 6.2-ton behemoth made the ultimate decision. Only take the initiative to attack, the best defense in a desperate situation. Sandrodon risked getting beaten up by pterosaurs. Successful flight to Rizzi. Loglodon. His desperate move, forcing other planes still hovering at low altitudes to crawl. They've increased their altitude. So, for the young on the ground, create a safe an altitude temporarily protected from aerial threats. As the young migrate, as long as there is the courage. Pterosaur, the undead bird that lowered its gliding height, it will be launched into the air by the sand. With the adult Sabodon living out the protection of his life, the Ceridon family finally reversed their humility. The male state turns to the main bridal chamber. The undead pterosaurs pointed higher and higher. Watch them down the river. Evacuate to the distant forest. These little pups, as long as you can run smoothly into the dense forest, it means they got rid of species that are currently threatening their lives. After unremitting efforts, Sod finally managed to escape into these big flights, crawling restricted area. This forest, with a tall, almost airtight canopy, mainly composed of a mixture of true-leaved trees and early flowering plants, composite vegetation. For the Ceridon family, enter this lush forest. It means that it has temporarily entered a state of invincibility as the top predator on land. Here is not only for them, provides excellent cover and ambush range. It also provides abundant prey resources. Absolute plants form insulation, moss and first covered with damp ground. These plants support many small and medium-sized plants. Learn about animals, especially dinosaur cubs. They were easy prey for the sand-toothed dragon, so escape into the depths of the jungle as desired. I can finally praise peace. Gallows ballet with elegant scenes. Fox, using his little head, harvest the tender branches and leaves that rise above the vegetation. The pterosaur, the undead bird in the sky, is quiet. Ruili's eyes scanned the earth, look for any signs of weakness. This tropical delta is vast and flowing. Huge rivers nourish the lush vegetation along their banks. The towering fold of the Geelong family. Wake up on the water in the distance. They're swimming down the river, about to enter the vast estuary. Ridgeback that walks in water, propulsion by powerful tail flaps, turned by the hind limbs of the spectrum, heading towards the sea through trials and tribulations. Pterodactyl, follow along with the help of the strong wind. Compact pterosaur, resting on his back. On this ancient sailing ship that can do itself, these two flying crawls with Geelong have a common destination. It was a forest-dwelling sand-toothed dinosaur with its young, broke into the territory of the solid African valley god pterosaur, despite the strong protests of the pterosaurs. But for this top lawyer, these warnings are insignificant. They're just passing by, going to find a foothold elsewhere. On this path near the river, terrestrials, ultimately, it will be with the bell, the last encounter of the marching Geelong group. These little flying creatures, continuously observing the distance of the sand-toothed dragon. As soon as they come up, immediately climb to the top of the tree. However, the huge sand-toothed dragon, there is no solid foundation for these African pterosaurs as a hunting target, because they were caught in time. The energy harvested is far from enough to go all the way. Energy expended during hunting, so in this forest of abundant food, the hurried adults, they don't even look at them, followed the young cubs of the adult Sabadon all the way. They are curious about everything in their new environment. They were attracted by the northern sail of the river dragon, running non-stop on the shore to follow, although it is a relative vehicle of the same domain. But the opportunity for these two behemoths, mostly confined to land and water borders, or seasonal changes, cause species to expand. Period of migration, but not all juvenile sand-toothed dinosaurs are interested in Geelong. The attention of one of them is lost to the solidity of the tree the African pterosaur has attracted, while the other young dragons run towards the river, stop and watch Geelong in the water. Their cries, nature caught the attention of Geelong, but the adult Gillen is totally dismissive. These experienced hunters can easily identify potential threats. What is a game worth pursuing? By adult Geelong, blind-eyed Sabadon cubs. You can only stand on the riverbank, watch him go downstream with the little pterosaur. However, those who are just like them, never seen a large land grazer, Eater's baby Geelong, suddenly emerged from the water. I thought it was a 3-on-3 situation. But Geelong is one of the largest horned dinosaurs, the most capable childbearer. They certainly can't let the young. In Geelong, they are threatened. The little sandpaper dragon that has never seen the world. There is no need for an adult Geelong to appear at this moment. They have no intention of backing down. This move aroused the aggressive desire of adult Geelong. He's not ready yet. It was bitten by the juvenile sand-toothed dragon and went up the river. The appearance of adult sand-tooth just balanced the current residents. But when a second adult appeared, the gap in strength is biased towards Geelong. Fortunately, the bite force of these two dinosaurs is equivalent at first. You can't give it to each other with your mouth, cause fatal injury. In this, can't hit any damage at all. Deserodon on land obviously have a big advantage. As the two sides continue to confront each other, the one who rushed back was in the sand-toothed dragon, obviously making their confrontation team bigger and bigger. In the ancient days, when strength spoke, during the gang fight, quantity is the joint factor that determines victory or defeat. Adult Geelong is a little outnumbered at this point, chose to retreat, because in this pointless fight, you can't compete. You can't get food. The more confrontation, the more time it takes. A Geelong plunged into the water and left the river in Geelong, chasing the wake of Geelong with the pterosaur in front, leaving the sand-toothed dragons in disarray. Geelong passed through the estuary, carrying a solid African pterosaur. and finally into the rich tea. And the Sahara boothbird that arrived early, pterosaurs standing on the reef, looking at the small nope in the water, Chartosaurus, lost in thought. These early dragons still retains the typical head of a lizard on the ground. Limbs have evolved into a powerful ocean. Shaging Dragon Tomb, Double Nine Dragon Chasers, Kiss, Gaoyong Dragon Group, swim freely in the ocean. However, they did not know that Zhurong had arrived. For these the appearance of Geelong means that a nightmare has begun.